Hi, everyone. Welcome to another live with the old Schoolhouse. I'm Heather, and today I will be interviewing Stepheny Seabolt. She is a Schoolhouse ambassador mentor, and she is also the support group leader liaison. And she has been such an incredible help here at the old Schoolhouse, and she is also homeschooling three of her own children right now. So she is in the thick of it, and she has some incredible advice to give to each one of you today. And the theme is going to be homeschooling high schoolers. And I know that can be very intimidating for a lot of folks, but I know Stepheny's going to give some great insight and share with us how you can use schoolhouseteachers.com with your high schooler. Hi, Stepheny. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi.
Well, I am so excited to just dive right in and hear about your homeschooling experience and how you use schoolhouseteachers.com in your homeschool. Before we get into the site and share with that on our screen, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your homeschooling experience?
Let's see. This is our 9th year. I've got a 10th grader, a 8th grader, and a 6th grader. I teach 2 classes at the co-op that my kids go to, and for the schoolhouse teachers part of, or schoolhouse ambassador part of it, I get to help people get started homeschooling and help them try to stick it out instead of quitting and sending the kids back to public school, because the education they get at home is going to be a lot better than what they get at a public school.
I love that. And I see so many people coming on board with homeschooling right now or questioning homeschooling. I've even had people come up to me and say, "Can you homeschool my children?" But really, my main goal, and I see your main goal and our main goal here at TOS, is to equip families to be able to homeschool their own children, because really you can do it, whether you're working from home, working out of the house, or if you stay at home and dedicate your time just to homeschooling. You can do it. And with schoolhouseteachers.com, we have the resources for you. I know a lot of you tuning in right now have high schoolers. And so, Stepheny, can you please share with us how you can use schoolhouseteachers.com in your homeschool?
So I've used Schoolhouse off and on for, 6 years, 7 years. We're using it for the bulk of my daughter's homeschooling right now. She's my oldest. She's in 10th. Let's see. So we past few years have been using the literature classes a lot. And those, trying to get it pulled up here so I can see it. Is that sharing?
I am seeing, yes, the 12th grade language arts classes.
Okay, so the grade levels are suggestions on here. What I'll usually do is mix and match so that we have, just what each kid needs. My daughter, most 9th graders are just taking general literature. We did, let's see if I can get it up here. Last year, we did Shakespeare, Dickens, and the Bible. And I don't think it's sharing on there.
Oh, I see it. Yep. I see
okay,
it.
Cool. Okay, so Shakespeare, Dickens, and the Bible was absolutely amazing. And my daughter and I did this class together last year, where we would download the audiobook on an app on my phone. We would listen to it. I would read it, and I tend to get laughed at by my kids when I read them a book because I get way too far into character.
Aw, I love that.
And what we would do, let's see if we can pull up the course outline here. These are all the different plays that are covered, as well as 3 of Dickens' stories that are covered as well towards the end of the class. So, for example, Romeo and Juliet, we listened and read the play. At the end, we all 3 kids and I sat down and watched Romeo and Juliet, and My youngest two, who are 8th grade and 6th grade, they got enough out of it. Afterwards, they were able to go and put on the thumb biting scene in the yard for Romeo and Juliet,
I love it.
which was the most hilarious thing in the world.
I
But
think
each
it's so
one,
great that you can use this with multiple ages.
yes, it's so much fun. So, like this one, each class will give you the transcript information where it tells, reminds you, of course, to check your state's academic requirements. But then you've got, oh, this class is, you can earn 1 full academic credit. So there's your British Lit taken care of for the transcript. After 180 hours, you can click on the course sample, even if you're not logged in. So those of you who are watching that aren't members, you can go and check these classes out. You've got, each day has a Shakespearean word of the day in the Shakespeare half of the class. It'll show what you're going to do for the week. The lit classes on Schoolhouse Teachers are amazing because they have these PowerPoint presentations that you watch each day, and it goes deeper into whatever you're reading or whatever piece you're working on at the time, so that you can get that much more out of it with your kids.
And those are so engaging. Those graphics are gorgeous, and the activities
Yes.
for the kids are relatable. And then if you have more than one kid, there's a lot of activities that they can do together. So it's an incredible class. You really don't have to, I mean, it's just kind of point, click, and go. You
Yes.
just, you can do as much as you want or as little as you want. You can just let them do it on their own, or you can, like you said, engage with them and read it with them. And they break it up, right? So, it is the whole book, which is pretty intense, but they break it up several chapters per week, or something similar to that.
Yes,
Correct?
it's very manageable. So if
Mhm.
let's say you're working and your high schooler is at home working on schoolwork during the day, it's manageable, and you can actually go into the lesson plan and it'll break down for you exactly what to do each day. For day 1 in week 2, you're going to complete the first half of unit 1, day 3, and so on and so forth. And everything is checked to where you can actually, if you want to, email that file to them, and they have it on their computer or on their tablet, so that they have a list of what they need to do to get that course completed for the day.
I love that. That is awesome. And I'm looking at the name of the course, Shakespeare, Dickens in the Bible, and it's not that it separates it, but it incorporates the Bible into Shakespeare and Dickens, which is so great. I know a lot of
It does.
parents are looking and for a way to present these classic pieces of literature from a biblical standpoint, and that's what this class does. And I think that is so incredible and valuable. Absolutely.
It does. And for example, when we did Midsummer Night's, I think it was Midsummer Night's Dream last year, the lessons each day, it's got a section from the Bible that you would read, but it's all God's view of marriage compared to how marriage was written about in the play. And then that leads to so much rich discussion. And
Absolutely.
you can, this is the world's viewpoint versus this is God's viewpoint, and you can incorporate all of that into your homeschool and truly make it your own.
I love that. And that's the joy of using schoolhouseteachers.com in your homeschool is you can make it your own. You can pick and choose, or you can use it completely. I do know that there are school boxes if you want more of a hands-off approach. And like you said, maybe just email the lessons to your child or email the box to your child and they can work on it daily. Would you be able to dive in and share with us a little bit about the 12th grade school box?
Yeah, let me see if I can get that pulled up.
I do know that some parents, I mean, even though it is their senior year of high school, there's so much going on in different school systems that they are pulling their students out 12th grade. And I know that's a hard decision, but we have the resources at schoolhouseteachers.com to help you finish the school year. So can you just share some of the courses that could be used for the rest of the school year?
Yes, definitely. So the school boxes are a fairly new addition to the site. It's not anything that's going to be shipped to your house. It's of course all on the schoolhouseteachers.com website. So we've got this that shares everything that's going to be in what's called the curriculum guide that's in your box. And that you've got the curriculum guide explained. It tells you how to use them, what you're going to need for each class. It also has a list here of the classes. For example, for this one, it just pulled up an example of third grade science curriculum. It's got the classes that are pulled together, that parts are pulled together for this part of the curriculum box. You can click on those, and if you wanted to just do that one class, you can. Or you can go by the plans that are in the box. So
it's customizable if you
yes,
need
it's
it to be, or you
totally
can just use it as
customizable.
is. Okay.
So what's in here? You got daily checklists, your weekly checklist that will keep you on track throughout the week or keep your child on track throughout the week. All the additional suggested material and links to extra resources, which are amazing, and I'll go into in a little bit. So for what your child will learn, it's got pre-calculus. The 12th grade box includes British literature if they haven't covered that yet. Writing college admission essays, that is huge. And I know that a lot of people have questions about getting that taken care of and what to do as far as the next steps after graduation.
Right.
Spelling, physics. You've got two different history choices in the box. You've got traditional, which is a semester of American government and a semester of economics. And classical, you've got all of these classes that are individual classes on Schoolhouse Teachers, but they're pulling parts of it to put together this absolutely phenomenal classical track for history.
Wow. That's incredible. And if someone were to join right now in 2022, there are so many new courses that are going to be added this year and benefits to being a member. And I do know that calculus is going to be coming on, as well as Korean sometime this year. So you can use this box, but then definitely join the schoolhouseteachers.com Facebook group and the newsletter, and make sure that you are in tune with all of the new happenings that are coming. And Stepheny, I just want to interject really quick and mention, because I just found this out the other day, that the new course catalog was just released this week. So if you go to the Start Here portion of the menu, you will find digital course catalog is right down there. So this is now available. So if anyone wants to go and check it out, you can see all the courses that are available this year.
Yep. And this is great because you actually have it all listed. Digital form, you can go to, if you want to see what planning tools are available, go to page 30. It's got it all split up. And you also, just for parents, these things on Schoolhouse Teachers aren't just for your kids. There's menus and parent expos where you can go on and get encouragement when you need it. Or if you want to take a class, there's nothing saying that you can't go on there and take accounting or keyboarding or even guitar or beginner drum lessons.
That's
You
right.
have to let the kids have all the fun.
And there's also an Excel course, Microsoft Word course, which the Microsoft Word course is going to be updated this year as well. So absolutely, Stepheny, there are courses for parents. There's encouraging articles for parents. And, we're talking about high school. So there's the transcript help. There's so many resources that parents can use. And homeschooling high school doesn't have to be scary. There are so many people who have been there before us and have done it and succeeded and graduated their kids. So we just need to glean from them, which is another reason why the magazine, the Old Schoolhouse magazine, which comes with your membership, you receive it 4 times a year in the mail. But you also can go to the oldschoolhouse.com and check out past digital versions of the magazines. And you can just search high school help or anything that you're looking for, transcript help, and check that out. And there's somebody there who has written about it for sure. We've been around for 20 years, so there's got to be something.
And the digital magazine, if you use the app, it is so helpful because there's a search feature on there. So if you want to search for, let's say, special needs, if you have a high schooler that has special needs of some sort, you can type special needs high school in the search box and you get all kinds of articles from the past few years worth of magazines that you can pull from.
Absolutely. And I love that. And I just want to mention, Diana has just mentioned when you're talking about checklists, she says checklists help students stay on task in manageable steps and provide sense of accomplishment. They help with record keeping later. And that is so true, Diana. And the lesson plans that come with each of the courses have a checklist on each one of those pages that you can either print out or I don't know if all of them, but most of them you can actually use digitally online and you can digitally mark off. I love that. That's a new feature. And you can just digitally, your child can just mark off when it's done, or you as a parent can mark off when you're done using that. And I just think that is an incredible feature. And I want to thank Diana for leaving a comment. If anybody else has any questions about homeschooling high school using schoolhouseteachers.com, or you have any comments you want to share, please leave it in the comments section. And also share this video with your friends, get it out there so we can just help as many homeschoolers as possible. Stepheny, do you have any courses? You mentioned that you loved the literature section of schoolhouseteachers.com. Are there any other high school classes that you really like that you want to share with us?
Oh, definitely. So art is my daughter's, that's her absolute favorite. And there is a class on here, Studio Art for Teens. See if we can get it pulled up. And this class, I love the way that it's set up. But you've got your course outline here. It starts out super simple, like lesson 1, the line. It's nothing that anybody couldn't jump on there and do. But then you've also got a total of 53 lessons for the entire class.
Wow.
If you look on additional details, this class, after you've done so many lessons, you have the option of going to Visual Manna, and the lady who put this class together, Sharon Jeffus, can guide you for doing a digital portfolio, and you have the option of submitting it for AP art credit.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yes. And it's one of the classes that's included on Schoolhouse Teachers. And I mean, everybody wants to give their kids as much of an edge as they can if no matter what their path is going to be after high school, whether it's college or military or internship. And this is just one way to do it.
That's awesome. And she's an incredible teacher. We have over 200 lesson designers at schoolhouseteachers.com. And I've seen Sharon Jeffus do programs at homeschool conventions, and the kids are so engaged, and that translates into this class. And I'm just so thankful for all of our teachers, our designers, I should say, who just put their heart into these lessons for your students. Do you have any other classes that you would like to share with us? I just want to really encourage these families out there watching who are teaching high school. You know, you mentioned there's 53 lessons here, And I think sometimes when we get a new curriculum, we look and we see everything laid out, 5 days a week, every week. But a lot of the schoolhouseteachers.com classes aren't laid out that way. You can create it however you want. You can do art once a week. You can do it twice a week. You can do science twice a week, and then history 3 times a week. You can do it however you want. Some schools, they do history, like public schools will do history half the year and then science half the year. So you can be as flexible as you need to and use these classes as creatively as you want. Can you share with us maybe another course that our parents could try out?
Let's see. Let's do something fun. Go to electives.
I love that.
So I own my own business and I'm work from home while I'm homeschooling my kids. I want my kids I started my business for them to get a feel for entrepreneurship. I want them to have, whatever edge they might need, and they can decide what they want to do. Well, Carol Top created a class for schoolhouse teachers called Starting a Micro Business that should load in a minute. My computer's being slow. I apologize. And your kids can use this class so that they can get their feet wet and try starting their own business before they're even out of the house.
Wow. I love that.
There we go. But this one, we can get the outline pulled up, what it is and what they can learn. If you're, let's say you're senior, they want to start a business, but they have zero idea what they want to do. They just know they want to make some money. You've got ways to figure out skills and talents and brainstorming. And brainstorming in my house usually means you have at least one whole side of a sheet of paper that's full of all these ideas. None of them have any kind of relation to the other whatsoever. So narrowing your idea. And then you go into actually making a business plan for this micro business. And your kids are getting all this hands-on experience that I don't know that I would be able to give them myself, because it's one thing to make a business plan, but it's another thing to actually teach it. So
Right.
I can come here and get the help that I need with that.
Right. That's a really good point, because teaching something is completely different. So having these teachers on here, I keep saying teacher, actually lesson designers, the lesson designers on here, it's just such quality content, and then you can use your own experience, Stepheny, that from your business, you can just give your child the experience that you've had, but use this as a guideline.
Yes.
I know that's what I've done myself too with many classes. So can you think, before we wrap up, is there anything else that you would really like to highlight? And again, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to leave it in the comment section and we will address those before we sign off. But Stepheny, is there anything else you'd like to address?
I've heard from a lot of other parents who have high schoolers that they're afraid they're going to mess their kids up. You're not going to mess your kids up by anything that you're going to do in your homeschool. They're getting that one-on-one time with you that they need, and they're getting the relationship and the life experience that only you can give them. So don't be afraid to homeschool high school. You can do this all the way through. You're not the only one. So all it takes is go to the schoolhouseteachers.com group on Facebook. Hey, this happened today. So, has anybody else gone through this? Has anybody done a transcript. How can, can somebody help me? How do I put this class on a transcript? Do I have to do testing every year? Is college necessary? There's all kinds of people that have come before us, and they're a wealth of knowledge. So all it
Absolutely.
takes is just reaching out to them.
That's really good advice, Stephanie. And I just want to let our viewers know that in addition to Facebook, we also have a group on MeWe, and we also have a group on homeschoolblogger.com. I do know there is a homeschooling high school class over there, and there was a conversation just recently about whether or not SATs and ACTs are even necessary anymore. Right now, colleges are waiving them. There's also other options besides the SAT called the CLT. So things are always changing. And I think parents sometimes get nervous to know exactly what is required. So being a part of these groups is definitely a benefit. And Diana has mentioned that often teens want to rely on other people's experience more than their parents. So it's nice to have reliable resources for them to access through these foundations. And that is so true, Diana. I'm so excited that we have these resources available to offer to you. If you want to head over to schoolhouseteachers.com right now, you can use the coupon code Fresh Start, and you'll be able to get a membership, an annual membership at a really low price. I believe it's $175.50 right now. Our prices are going up in February. So now is the time to lock in these prices. If you lock in this price right now, then it will never change for the lifetime of your membership. You can keep it at this price. So I would head over there now if you want to check it out and give it a try. Stephanie, do you have any closing thoughts for us today?
Again, don't be afraid. Every single one of us that's walking this high school path is having the same thoughts that you are, and none of us is perfect. So if anybody tries to tell you that they have it all together, they probably don't.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with us about homeschooling high school using schoolhouseteachers.com and sharing your personal experience. And again, everyone, you can head over to schoolhouseteachers.com and use code Fresh Start if you want to get a start on homeschooling using schoolhouseteachers.com. So thank you, and we will see you next time.